Hello, I am the Theorizer, and I love this game. It is, in fact, my favorite Zelda game ever, and one of my favorite video games of all time. Not only was it the first video game I'd ever played, but Phantom Hourglass introduced me to playing games and showed me just how much depth a story can have. So of course I want to look at its plot and theorize the heck out of it, and what I've discovered turns this game around. And to understand this theory, you'll need to have actually played the whole game. When this game first came out, people were kind of losing it over the plot. There was the good, the bad, and the ugly. Some despised the tedious temple, some hated the unfitting plot, and some went all conspiracy theorist on the internet trying to reveal its secrets. So, what exactly is happening in this game? An evil phantom known as Bellum needs survival and creates a ghost ship to suck the life out of creatures. He finds the jackpot with the Ocean King and takes over his realm, forcing the king of a whale into a human body. Bellum then proceeded to inhabit the king's temple, dragging the whale body down there with him as the human version escaped. The evil phantom then sets his ghost ship through all the realms, and he reaps the benefits of all those who stumble upon his cubist sister Reapling cruiser. He uses the life force drained from all of these creatures to create phantoms, monsters, and to feed himself. Those who enter the ghost ship are teleported to the alternate dimension of the Ocean King, and then need to live in the twisted world altered by Bellum. And living there destroys their lives. Time passes significantly faster in this world, making it so that as Tetra and Link are gone, it appears as only 10 minutes. The end. Or not. Questions still remain, like what's up with the other inhabitants, what was it like before Bellum, and what is Bellum? So, first off, we see that the world of the Ocean King holds many Hylians. They are scattered mostly around Murkay and Molida Island. But have you ever stopped to consider what these people are actually doing here? This quartered map displaying the 4 seas of the Big Mouth Bass are home to Hylians, Gorons, the Golden Chief and his minions, monsters, Anuki, Yuk, fish, and spirits. We are made aware that the Cobble Kingdom, a large kingdom that used to be in the Ocean King Sea, contains people that were around before Bellum went on his rampage. Zeus, King Muto, his knights, and the Golden Chief were in this world before Bellum. But other than that, and maybe a few others, this world is populated by those captured by the ghost ship. People enter this twisted realm through the ghost ship, and the full duration of their stay, Bellum is sucking away their lives. But then Link saves the day and they are all returned to their homes. Alright, so who are the extra inhabitants? Other victims to the ghost ship. That may be an obvious point, but one I needed to touch upon because the next point is a big one. What was the region of the Ocean King like before Bellum's malevolent reign of terror? According to hints scattered throughout the game, the world of the Ocean King was a domain created and granted to this fantastic flubberflop by the Golden Goddesses. If you didn't know, the Golden Goddesses are the creators of the Zelda universe and the Triforce. Power, wisdom, and courage are all governed by these 3, and since this game heavily uses power, wisdom, and courage, it's very safe to assume that this whole realm was created by the Golden Goddesses. So, they create another dimension, no biggie, then hand it over to a largemouth bass. Makes sense. Anywho, in the game, we meet the spirits of power, wisdom, and courage. They are the manifestations of these goddesses, and are there to serve the aquatic albino Lorax. Happily settled into this new realm, more deities populate it, such as the Golden Amphibian. Eager to steal this new hub of liveliness, an evil phantom hungry for life descends upon the land, chaotically destroying it with a ghost ship and monsters. Phew! Yup, we now know the official story behind the creation of the Ocean King's domain. And now, the question on everybody's mind needs to be answered. What is Bellum? Duh, an evil phantom. Or is he? Now here's where the real theory kicks in. Do we know this creature? Have we seen this creature before? What created him? I have an excellent answer that not only fits with the plot of the game, but flips it on its fin at the same time. Ready? Look at Bellum's markings. Look at his color, shape, style, everything. He appears to sport similarities to the Ocean King and the Golden Frog of Cyclones. They're all aquatic monstrosities. The chief a large magical toad, the king a large magical whale, and Bellum a large magical phantom squid. When you approach the chief for the first time, he states he'll help you defeat Bellum. He then goes on to say that he's good friends with the Ocean King. He says that when he was in need of sheltering, Oshas helped him to his safe haven. Pause right there. Help from what you say? What else but Bellum? And how do you enter his hideout? You must prove yourself by creating a map of a whale and enter it through the heart. a place symbolizing gratitude, love, and joy. The proof is required just to be sure that you are the one who these two have been expecting to stop Bellum. The chief's desire to help you symbolizes courage, one of the three major aspects of the game. Are you following me? Good, because as you may know, in this franchise, courage is associated with the color green and the element wind. Surprise, 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 he is the god of wind in this world. Mind blown? Wisdom is associated with water and blue. Wisdom, water, and blue, the Ocean King is all of these things. He is the #1 source of wisdom throughout the entire game, he is a blue whale, and he is the king of water. I think you know where I'm going with this. So what is it that we're missing? Power. Who's left in this trio? Who else but the only other magical deity in this world? Bellum. He represents the third slot on the triforce, red, power, and fire. And guess what? Power is the main thing he's after in these games. In Oshas's presentation, he shows all shots of Bellum in red. He says Bellum is after the main source of power, life force. Mind blown? But fire is where it gets tricky, because with Bellum, this isn't physical, it's symbolic. Fire symbolizes many things, but the most vivid thing it symbolizes is destruction, hatred, war, and chaos. All things Bellum demonstrates very clearly whenever we see him. And what does he and all his creations deteriorate into? The Sand of Hours. Something Oshas clearly said was the manifestation of life force and power. Exactly what Bellum is. What's more, is if you triangulate the three into a perfect triforce, the third tip, power, points to where the ghost ship originally resided. Boom! This is why I love this game. If you still think I'm bluffing about the relationship between these three, the game relates parts of the Triforce to virtually everything. Spirits, gems, temples, goddesses, and most of all, the three original rulers. Now that was epic. But oh no, we are not done yet. So these three were introduced to this realm by the Golden Girls, but why did one go rogue? I know the answer. Bellum's got power. The most intensified and deep quality of all three of them. With great power comes great responsibility, a moral Bellum was clueless to. Wanting to be the ruler of the three, he used his power to take advantage of the king, attempt at destroying the airhead, and conquering the entire land. Finishing it off by sucking obscene amounts of life from all ends of the universe. Holy crap, I am crazy. A mad genius, perhaps. Alright, so now it's time for the final timeline. The Golden Goddesses create a world and set 3 deities in it representing the Triforce. The one with insane amounts of power goes nuts over him not being crowned the king, and like any good villain backstory, becomes evil over it. He spawns hundreds, even thousands of monsters as well as phantoms, and engages in war. Wisdom and Courage consult a kingdom of Cobble warriors, but lose. Bellum tries killing off Wisdom and Courage. Courage is then sent to safety by the Ocean King, and sacrificing himself, the king is pushed down to the bottom of his temple by Bellum. Sucking out almost all of the power and life the king had to offer, Bellum creates massive monsters to capture the king's servants and a ghost ship to prowl other worlds. He populates the ship with the diabolical Cubist sisters and Reaplings. These monsters travel realms in their ship, and take people with them, sending them to what is now Bellum's realm. Their stay is sucking away their lives slowly, especially those on Murkay Island who are right above Bellum. But then Link arrives, saves the day, kills Bellum, and leaves, returning this oceanic world to what it once was. Sadly, this time without power. Unfortunately, this would throw the Triforce out of whack, forever destroying the kingdom he was trying to save. Now that is a timeline. I can't believe just how epically mind-blowing that is. Excellent, I have nothing more to add to this. That's all for now. What I'd like you to do is comment what your favorite animated movie and video game is. Also, click this card now to vote for a theory. Until next time, I'm the Theorizer.